Well, here we are.
Yeah, here we are. So, make your case. You called me a fascist, so make your case.
You're promoting economic fascism. You're a libertarian. What are you talking about? You need to do your research.
Well, all right. Can you define fascism really quick?
Yeah, hell yeah, not democracy. You're talking about billionaires controlling the planet, a circle of tyrants without a democratically elected government. It's that easy. It's clear cut. It's simple math.
Well, that's not what fascism isn't defined by what it's not. That's not.
If fascism is the people not voting, and libertarians want billionaires to control. Libertarians want a circle of billionaire tyrants to control the planet.
Again, I'm gonna ask you again. Can you define what it is, what fascism actually is?
Yes.
You're saying what it's not. So I'm asking you to define.
Fascism is a rigid hierarchy based on merit and not democracy.
So you define fascism as a situation in a geographical area where things, I guess, people have their exchanges and so forth based on merit and not Democrat. That defines a lot of different things. So pretty much you're saying that
a CEO of a company is a fascist.
So well, again, it's not just the CEO of a company. You said something based on merit. Again, that's not how any of the godfathers of fascism actually defined it. Not Giovanni Gentile, not Mussolini. Nobody has ever defined fascism like that. But for the sake of this conversation, and I just want to be clear so you understand, you're defining fascism in a way that nobody that has historically used the term has ever defined it.
No, that's what it is. A meritocracy, a rigid hierarchy, monarchy,
those are different. Those
democracy.
You're saying what it's not. You're basically saying if you don't advocate for democracy, therefore you are again, that has never been.
If you advocate for billionaires without democracy controlling people in an organized structure, that's economic fascism. I don't care Go ahead.
I guess for the sake of the conversation, if you would like to run with that,
let's move along.
All right, for the sake of the again, I just want to be clear, just so you know, because you said do research before you started talking. The research does not agree with that assessment of the term fascism.
It does.
No, it doesn't. Democracy is something that you I guess generally think in favor of, and you're just saying if it's not that, then it is fascism. I think that is a very kind of lazy way of approaching arguing economics and politics, because you're sticking to a word. You're misdefining a word, and again, a word that does have some sort of historical context. You're just not utilizing it in a way that not even the people that actually advocate fascism define it as. Fascism. So you don't see the problem with that? Do you not see the issue with
There's no problem. What I'm talking about is absolutely accurate. I'm not gonna listen to a fascist tell me what fascism is.
Well, again, it's. I guess when people say, that, I guess you're a walking example of it. When they suggest that fascism is just what you don't like, you're sort of fitting that idea, right? Because you're suggesting someone's a fascist.
Absolutely not.
And the term is rather meaningless in a historical context. You're just using it willy-nilly. You're just using it
willy-nilly
to define it.
I just thoroughly explained it to you, and you're just like,
well, no, you didn't. No, yes, I understand how you defined it as, but you defined it in a way that nobody actually historically understands. That's the complete opposite of what they were advocates of.
Gentile, like, dear God.
What?
No, what? It's just silly. But continue.
Okay, that's the guy's name.
Maybe cool. You keep saying Giovanni Gentile. Like, all right, that's what's up, dog. Have you taken an econ class?
Yes, I've taken plenty of econ classes.
Good. Okay, good. That's what's up. Good. All right.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
You're 34 years old?
I have a full-time job.
Okay, you're 34 years old, though?
Amen. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading.
Interesting. Just the whole argumentation bit. This is weird. Like you, just like harping on somebody's name. For example, I don't expect somebody that's 34 years old to do that. That was kind of weird.
You keep saying three people: Von Mises,
yes,
Mussolini, and Giovanni.
I didn't. No. Yes,
I can name like 10 economists off the top of my dome right now. You only named 3.
That's fine. Well, I'm not trying to name the economists.
Yeah, I know, but it's just funny. It's just
I'm not trying to do that. I'm actually talking about fascism. So I'm naming guys that were part of fascist governments. So of course I'm going to bring those. And the reason why I know I'm putting you on game, but the reason why I'm bringing up Giovanni Gentile is because he's the guy that created fascism.
Word.
And communists killing each other isn't anything new in the
Hitler wasn't a socialist at all. He worked with capitalists constantly across the board, and he killed trade unionists. He killed community activists. He killed socialists.
That sounds like you're just really understanding what state socialism is. Killing socialism has been historically part of socialism since it's been a thing.
Yeah, this is definitely you're using a fascist talking point, and
that's
wrong.
Again not an argument. How was what I said was incorrect? Go ahead and correct me.
Hitler, first of all, wasn't a socialist.
But you said because he killed socialists. I'm saying that
he wasn't a socialist economically. He wasn't a socialist socially.
Okay, so why would you say that?
Because he was an ethno-fascist and a capitalist.
Again, the history of the term fascist. The fascist came from Marxism.
No.
Yes, Mussolini was a Marxist.
Mussolini was a socialist in his earlier days.
No. Yeah, yes, he was a socialist. But I'm saying back then, the term socialism and communism were nearly used synonymously.
Yeah.
I never said he wasn't a socialist. I'm saying that he was a Marxist as well. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, to pin capitalism on fascism is historically incorrect. The Godfathers, as well as Mussolini, who, you can consider him, he just didn't predate the person he learned everything from, but all of them were Marxists. They were Marxists.
Absolutely not.
But I didn't make.
Mussolini
I'm not making that up. I'm not saying anything that isn't historically correct.
No, you're warping tons of stuff, but it's all good.
How?
I deal with this all the time. With
I understand that, but you not liking it does not change that.
It's not
fact.
Me. No, dude. My whole family was right wingers. I'm supposed to like this.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with the fact that Mussolini was a Marxist.
He used to be a socialist, and Marxism is a thread of socialism. It's Karl Marx was not a Marxist. He even said that. He was like, I'm not a fucking Marxist. That's stupid.
He was a socialist. Again, Marxism and socialism.
In his early days.
He didn't that does not it's weird that you're trying to pin it on quote unquote capitalists, where all the quote unquote fascists were at some point in time admitted socialists.
Not all of them, no. Not all of them.
Who wasn't? Who wasn't?
Dude. Eugene Debs, Albert Einstein. You're saying
I know you're naming. I'm saying that the people going back to who dubbed the term, going back to who you understand like history, the fascist party, those were all like Marxists.
You're essentially saying Martin Luther King was a fascist. It's amazing. I love it.
Well, call it what you want. I mean, I didn't literally just say that. I'm saying that fascism is tied to socialism before it's tied to capitalism.
So Martin Luther King was a fascist. This is amazing. I love it. I love right wing.
First of all, I never made that claim.
No, what I
just said, I'm gonna repeat it for you one more time. Since apparently it's getting lost. It's getting lost. What I said was that fascism comes from socialism before it comes with capitalism. This is why, historically speaking, the people that you think of fascists, they call themselves at some point in time socialists, Marxists, such. Mussolini, Hitler. They were not capitalists. They were not advocates of.
Awesome. So your concept and research of socialism goes to what, 1937? Good job, dude. Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, Proudhon, Mikhail Bakunin, a father of anarchism. That's all 1850, 1860.
Congratulations.
Like,
what does that have to do with what I just said?
Well, they're all anarchists and socialists and communists.
That's fine. That has nothing to do with what I just said about fascism.
Your research and stuff is like 30%. Like you need to keep
you're
going.
not. That's not an argument against what I just said.
Yeah,
buddy.
no, it's refuting and destroying.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Yes or no?
Absolutely. Hitler, what you said was wrong.
Hold on. Yes or no? Hitler
was Mussolini. A national socialist. Hitler was a national
socialist, right? Right? Okay. Yeah, okay. But would you consider him a fascist?
He was a fascist, 100%.
Okay. National socialist, fascist. Mussolini. Let's go to him. Okay, so we got that one out the way, right? Let's go to Mussolini.
No, that's not out of the way, brother. That's not how it works.
Why is that not out the way? You just admitted he was you just said he's a national socialist, brother, and then you said you also dubbed him a fascist. I'm agreeing. Brother, he's absolutely a national socialist.
Brother, before we continue, I just want to let you know you are screaming fascist talking points and misinformation.
That's not an argument.
No, but let's continue.
That's not an argument.
Socialism.
What I said was factually. I agree. He was a national.
You have no idea what socialism is.
You have no idea. You said he was a national. You said he was a national socialist. I agreed with you. You said he also was a fascist. Yeah. I agree with you 100% as well.
Yep.
Mussolini.
No. We're not done. We're not done with him.
Why are we not done?
We're not done, brother. I like how. See, look at that's the classic.
Okay, what is that? I'm agreeing with you. Point. What is that? What is that? What else is there to discuss?
Classic fascist.
Okay, what else do you want to discuss?
First of all, economically, Hitler was 1,000% a capitalist. Second of all, you have no idea what socialism is.
That's not an argument. Saying I don't know something, saying do research, that's not an argument against the position, buddy.
You can't just be like, Hitler was a nationalist socialist. That's like saying I'm an anti-democracy Democrat.
You're the one that said he's a national socialist. I just agreed with you. That's all I did.
He was elected through the nationalist.
All I did was agree with you. So you arguing with yourself. I disagree with that.
I'm just trying to clear the air and.
Well, I don't know what you're clearing. I don't agree. I don't disagree. He was a national socialist. I didn't disagree with that.
But that doesn't mean he was a socialist economically or socially, or it means nothing.
So what does it mean?
It means that he won the party ticket for the nationalist socialist, which is.
So he was a socialist, but he wasn't a socialist. Is what you're saying?
He won the party for the Nationalist Socialist Party. When socialism, by design, is stateless and international.
Well, not historically. I mean, historically, 100% historically. No, historically speaking, just as long as and I can see your video. I did. I document my research and all of this. But say what?
I said I'm not going to watch any of your videos after this phone call. We're done.
Okay. Well, I did a video. I documented the history of socialism and people that have historically called themselves state socialists, and were more state socialistic.
Awesome.
And that is not far removed from anything that you would dub as anarchism or anything like that. State socialism and this concept of socialism is just it goes just as far back as other people that were more anarchists that also that adopted more socialistic ideal. So to say that socialism is statelessness is just how you would dub socialism, but that's not necessarily what people have historically.
Brother, that's not what I dubbed.
Well, you just said it was statelessness. You just literally said that.
Look, if you go to the dictionary, it literally says a stateless society.
Well, again, the dictionary is fine. All I'm saying is that the history of state socialism dates just as far back, and I'm talking about people that were admitted socialists that were also advocates of statism. Were also, that goes back just as far.
The first 75 years of theoretical, economic, social, libertarian socialism was hardcore, ardently against the state.
Who would you look at as OG socialists?
I mean, right off the bat, I mean, Karl Marx is Yeah.
Okay. So you say Karl Marx, right? Okay. Guys like Ferdinand Lassalle, who was a state socialist, is just as old as Karl Marx.
Yeah, and he sucks.
Okay,
And Karl
but
Marx
again, you
him.
just said for the first 75 years, this, and that. That's objectively false. If you're starting with Marx,
no,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm talking about a majority of the people who are organizing for socialism. We're absolutely against.
Now you're being a little more specific. What I'm saying is that the concept of socialism, right? And the people that have been advocates of this concept of socialism goes just as far back as where you started. You started with Karl Marx. I'm saying Ferdinand Lassalle is just as old. He's a state socialist. Yeah, and he was an admitted state socialist. So he advocated state socialism.
99% of them are advocating for stateless socialism.
Why would you say? When you say 99%, what are we basing that off of?
One person promoted the state. So there you go.
Ferdinand Lassalle was not the only state socialist.
There you go.
Ferdinand Lassalle is not the only state socialist.
Yeah, well, he's the worst socialist and sucks.
That's not necessarily an argument. Whether you think he sucks or not, I don't care about that. I'm just telling you what happened.
You're magnifying one.
No, I'm saying you don't. I asked you where you wanted to start. I'm just saying that Ferdinand Lassalle, who is an admitted state socialist, dates just as far back.
Great, good. But
this whole 75 years think that's not true.
There you go. Magnify the shit out of this guy. That's what's up.
Ferdinand Lassalle was not the only state socialist.
Meanwhile, the Paris Commune, worker syndicates, Nestor Makhno, Benefattura Durruti, numerous people, numerous anarcho-communists, anarcho-socialists, libertarian socialists, always advocated. The majority of them, and when I say majority, I mean like 80%, 90% of them.
Where are you getting this number from? Where are you getting this 80, 90? Where are you getting that from? What are you basing that on?
History, dog. Look at it.
Okay, but where are you getting that? That's like an arbitrary number, unless you're proving like there was some sort of like I guess poll or something that it was like, hey, are you a state socialist? Or are you libertarian socialist?
Brother, I know you like to co-opt like these right wingers and their whack ass economic ideologies. That's what's up. But I do my thorough research, unlike you.
That sounds great. I don't believe that necessarily because I had to put you on game with some of the history of some of these people. So that's fine and dandy. All I'm saying is, you're naming people. There's been historically like other state socialists that have existed alongside them.
Personally, I've never seen a libertarian say anything good about the Black Panthers. So that's
not my problem. That's not my problem. That's not my actually. And it's funny that you said that because it lets me know how you're not necessarily economically sound on this. Rothbard used to praise the Black Panthers and Malcolm X.
Nice, good.
Yeah, so it's telling me that you're not really rooted against the thing that you're arguing against because that sounds foreign to you.
No, I'm not. Who's Rothbard? Some libertarian? I don't give a shit about libertarians. I'm trying to figure out ethical science.
So again, you're not that versed on. You're not who's Rothbard. For you to say who's Rothbard, right?
Who's Rothbard? Tell me.
For you to say that, you're letting me know that you're not very versed in like libertarianism.
Dude, I don't give a shit about capitalism.
That's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. But you're not versed. At least me, I have long studied, other like socialists. How I was talking about Benjamin Tucker and all of these guys. I've talked about this. I've discussed this. I've debated this. I know the history of that. This is why I can form arguments against some of the things that I can form arguments against because I've already researched. You didn't even know who Rothbard was,
dude. Some obscure libertarian. I don't know.
Obscure libertarian. All right. That's fine. Did you have anything else you wanted to discuss before I, let you go? I may get another call or something for the night.
Take a call, brother.
That guy, for one, if he's 34 years old, he's economically a child, right? He's a child, right? He's from an argumentation standpoint, he's a child as well. But some of that's on me because I should have started with that. We're talking about libertarianism. This guy didn't even know who Rothbard was. Imagine making such a strong case against libertarianism and not knowing who. He said Rothbard was some obscure libertarian. Rothbard is the reason why modern, like guys like capitalists, he's the reason why the term is more capitalist than it was socialist. He's the one that hijacked the term. So for you to not know who Rothbard was is letting me know that this guy had no idea what he was talking about. Like or more so, he's not necessarily rooted in the things that he's arguing against. It's just talking points, maybe Googling stuff on the spot, but talking points, and like narratives, right? Ideas like that are more like, oh, fascism is this way that nobody defines it, like anti-democracy, like that's fascism. Like it's just, that's kind of on me because I should have started there, because that would have told me everything that I would have need to know about this guy. If he would have started with who is Rothbard, I would have been like, you have no idea what you're talking about.